Now I'm back again, so everybody, so that's good, hey? I don't know how to stop this. Oh, I got it stopped. All good, now I've started. Okay, so now I'll just come straight back on so I can just show you what we're doing. Continue on. Okay, now I never really, like, I guess I did talk a lot, but I didn't really tell you what you'd need, but I'm sure as we go along we can just pick up bits and pieces, because really it's not, there's no really rules. You will need some sewing threads, some embroidery cotton, or if you are using a thicker, what's the name, fabric, instead of using what I've got here, this is very fine, but you can use whatever sort you want. You can use crochet thread, you know, like in the reels that you buy, because you can get that really thin, so you can use that, and it's just like a, it's good for embroidery. You need, or you can use ribbon. I use a bit of silk ribbon in mine. On the days I can find it, I will find it. So I'm just going along here still sewing this down, because I told you I'd come back. I should have probably did this then turn the camera back on, but I did say I'd be back in a minute, and here I am, because I don't want to for anybody to be disappointed that they missed anything. I had, in the last video that I did, I can't remember the name of the lady. No, when I say the last video, the last one of these crazy patchwork, or one of the crazy patchwork videos that I did, the lady asked me what was the material I used and what was it for. So I'm just going to tell you that in a second. Wait until, give me a minute till I just finish this. I better put a little knot there. I'm going to actually, this would make a good gypsy page too. Speaking of that, I will get on with that one day. I have got a lot of work done on my gypsy book. I just have to put it together. And I probably should show it to everybody, because there's so many people out there making stuff and doing things, but you know what, when you've got other stuff to do, you can't, and I do flip from everything, one thing to another all the time. I see something, or I think of something, I think, oh dear, I'll have a go at that. Or, you know, I've got some sort of fabric or something in my room that I find in the craft room, and I think, oh yeah, I haven't used that for a long time, I'll try that one. Now these are really, you know, scattered all over the place stitches, and it doesn't matter, because you can take them out when you're finished. You don't have to even take them out. A lot of the stuff that you will be doing on here could cover them over. But you can take them out from the back. I've done another one of those things where I puckered all that up again. Don't pull it too tight like I am. How do I do that? Keep it as flat and as straight as you can, you know, like you don't want to pucker it all up. See, I'll finish this first and I'll show you what I was talking about. Right. The other one I did, the other crazy patchwork one I did, I think it was in creams and bone colours and that. One of them. I did a red one. I sent that to somebody, Roseanne. I sent her a little bag. Now, the fabric that I used was this. It was a background fabric that the lady asked me about. This is calico. You can use homespun or calico or linen or anything that you like. I stick with the thinnest things that I can find, because I don't want to have to push the needle through anything that's too hard. My hands are not happy with me doing that. Like I said, one time I was there with the pliers trying to pull the needle through something that was really, really stiff and hard to get hold of. And now my chair's creaking. Okay, so now we're going to put on some bits and pieces. Whatever we want to do. Now we're going to learn how to do some stitches, but I won't be able to show you on here because you're not going to be able to see them properly, so we'll be doing them on a piece of fabric first, or as well, whatever. Now let me see. I've got some bits that are like this. See? Now we could use those. If you don't want to do stitching, you can use them. But stitching is good. Plus, I think I want to put some lace with stitches over the top of it. Right? So, if I put the lace on there, like that, I will stitch over the top of that. Or I've got this green rickrack, but it's not a very good colour. I'm going to try and... I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep my colour tones like I've got here. I don't know if it's going to happen, because I think it's going to go a lot different than what it is. Let me see. I've got a bit of green here. All right. Now I don't know whether to keep in those colour tones or to go off and do something really different, but it doesn't matter. You can just decide whatever you want to do. I think I'll pull that through there. Righto. I've got all these nice little laces and things in here. All these little bits that you can use to put on, because Crazy Patchwork's covered in everything. I do like that piece. I do like these pieces. I don't know whether to give it a more lift or put it... This is the sort of thing you want you to find to put on, okay? Because we're going to do that with the... It's going to be really pretty when we're finished. Alright, now I need some thread. And there's also these ones here, but I think they're a bit dark, some of these. Don't know. There's a bit of nice velvet in there, a bit of red velvet. Too dark. We don't want to do that. We want to try now and lighten that up, what we've got there. I'm sure I've got a packet here somewhere with some thread in it. Have I? Yep. Right. Now I bought these from eBay. Perfectly fine. I'm not going to be judgmental on it at all. I got them all for a whole heap of them for $7. I think there's 50 colours in there. I think I showed you them. Look at that. And I'm not and I know I'm naughty, but you know what? I have heaps of it anyway, all wrapped up and rolled around on things. So this is what I can use first. Alright, now look at the colours. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now I'm going to leave that sitting over there a little bit, because I want to show you how to do the stitches, and then I'll put the stitch on the piece of... I'm going to put mine into a hoop. You do not have to. I'm using just one of these picture frame things, because, you know, like I always say, my hoops are somewhere, but I don't know where they are. Actually, I managed to pick up a few of these for really cheap. I think they're all the same size though. I know, but I think I paid $2 for all of these. Which is a really good bargain. Might be a good idea if I get the other bit of it. It's a bit tight when you, but won't be with the calico in it. With the calico in there, righto. So the first one we'll do, first stitch we're going to learn to do is the usual. Maybe I should start back to the hardest ones first for you or something. Go backwards, because I usually should start out with the same stitches all the time. But not everybody's been watching this all the time, so they're not going to be able to, they're not going to know, are they? So I'll start with this yellow one, because I'm going to use some of this. You need to get, well, if you've got a the thread like I've got here, it's got 6 pieces of thread, and to pull it apart, they used to do it like this once, but you don't. You just grab it and pull that out, see? And it comes out, and then you just grab that one and pull that out, and you haven't got a knot or anything. So and I do too. You can make them thicker if you want to. I'm just sort of used to it. I just do two strands. It just depends what you're making. If you're making a bullion stitch, you can want to make more strands, because your little bullion stitch will look a bit bigger, because you can make a little grub out of that. Okay, I do a knot. I always do a knot. You don't do a knot in sewing, but Sonya does a knot. Okay, so we're coming up through the back of this, I'm going to make something that I don't want to come apart. Well, look, how about I teach you the right way? That'd be a good idea. No, not. Okay, so come up through the back and then make a little back stitch, all right? Which means you go back in down and come back up again, all right? And then pull on that, and that should not go anywhere, okay? So you got a little stitch there. Now we're going to do a blanket stitch. We'll do a blanket stitch first. So if you can see what I'm doing, I might do it sideways. You're going to go down in that part and you're going to come up there, okay? And you're going to make like a little loop thing, alright? You know how the stitch is around the side of the blanket that we have? Then you're going to come over a bit further, get down in there, make sure it's over the top of that, and do that. I've got hair and everything stuck in there, that's not nice. And you want to try and keep them very even if you can. That's not a rule, but it just depends what you want it to look like. Down in there and up through there, okay? Now I'm going to end that off because I'm going to put it on my piece of work. Okay? So I'm going to go onto that. Because this has got a fraying edge on it, here, I've decided that I'm going to put this over the top of it, alright? And I'm going to put that on there with the blanket stitch. I guess I'll use the yellow. Probably should go away from that, I don't know. Should I? Make that decision, Sonia, because you're going to have this really colourful, or, yeah, I will. I'm going to leave that threaded up that needle and get another one. That's a good idea too, to have a few needles about, because you want something that you can, you know, change if you need to without having to keep threading them, because you're going to use a lot of different colour cottons usually. You will. Now you've got 6 pieces here, and this is embroidery thread. Now this can either be DMC or Anchor or whatever it is I got. But it's really soft and really nice, this thread. It's very soft actually. I don't know what it is. I don't really care that much. It sounds like something's going to fall down behind me. There's one. Wait a minute. No, that was 2 I tried to pull out and it didn't work for me. There's 1. And here's 2. Right. Whoop. Okay. So we're going to put this together here. Oh dear, I hope that's not hubby telling me that it's time to come out of here, because I told him to come and get me at 1:30. I don't think it would be that already, surely. I know I do fiddle around a bit, but okay. Right now, on the back of here, I won't put that one on there yet because I want to show you how I'm going to do this. There's a bit of fraying going on here, so I'm going to cut that off. Oh, really? So it's all going to fray undone. And it should not do if I... Now where I go here, I've got to make sure that I'm on that piece of material and come up through the back like that. Hang on to your piece of string. Yes, right. And put a little back stitch. That's just a little stitch in there to hold it, okay? And now you need to do your blanket stitch along here, so you will come up on the edge of the fabric each time. Yeah. Move your pin cushion and everything else so it doesn't get stuck. You come up there like that, okay? And even though that bit is fraying, I'm going to try and tuck it up under there. Now hopefully you've covered this over the green far enough, which it just is, so it's all going to be nicely put in there and tucked away. And this is how you do your blanket stitch on your crazy patchwork. Okay, now that is not going to be left like this. We're going to be adding beads. And that says that that's been going for 14 minutes. It's going to tell me that, is it? Okay, so we're going to be adding beads through along here. So if you can find some little seed beads as well, and some, and I say seed beads, they're Sonya's, we'll find them. You know, people will know what seed beads are. If you don't, just Google it. They're little tiny beads of all different sizes and colours you want, because you can make it look a lot better if you've got some beading on. I'm going to do 2 little sequins on there and some flowers, but I'm just going to go along here and show you how to do this one. And when I do, then I'm thinking I might cut out that bit of green, what's the name that I can see there? See if we can see that piece of sewing. I can't do this from I shouldn't have my elbows leaning on the table while I'm trying to do this, because this is not I can't operate like that. It doesn't work for a person. It's not one bit happy at all. My elbows leaning on the table and trying to get my arms to go. I know that sounds funny, but you're pushing down on your, I suppose I'm pushing down on my nerves and that, and it's not. Just one of those threads got a little bit loose. I want to pull it through to make sure that it's all good. As you're going, just check your work. Make sure. I'm a little bit disappointed that I've got a little bit lower one there, but that's okay. It's not that bad, you know. And you can have them higgledy-piggledy anyway. It doesn't need to be exactly. But one of these threads keeps not pulling through far enough. I'm going to have to stop what I'm doing, because this is what's holding me up a bit. And get them both here and make sure that they're coming up level. If you understand, they need to be going through the work together, not one piece of string back beyond the other, because otherwise it's looping up and that's not going to look good at all when we're finished, is it? Okay, now I might be able to do this. Sorry about that. Okay, that's better. I don't think we've had much rain. It doesn't seem to be doing a lot to me. Okay, right. At least it's not so cold. We need to get lots of rain, heaps of rain, because the farmers have had to destroy some of their livestock because it's, you know, they've got nothing to feed them. But we did have a big thing here where they took all this hay from some, or whatever they feed them, great big semi-trailers to go across the country to give to the farmers that didn't have anything. So that was really good. So there you go. I've done that bit there with this pink, okay, and I'm really pleased with that, how it's turned out. So I'm excited. This is going to get me into doing this now. I mean, you know, well, I suppose that's okay. I don't know how much I've done over the years, but I have done a fair bit of crazy patchwork, because it's the best thing ever, I reckon. Now, I think people can go and do that much to your own, but you would put another bit like that over here probably, you know, just put a bit over here. So that's what I'll do later on it. I'll put a bit of that over there. Now, we want to do some silk ribbon too, so I'm going to just put a couple of leaves here somewhere on it with this in the centre or whatever. I'll probably put it in and then take it out later. I have got a needle that is not very sharp. I just noticed when I put it through. That was a bit late, wasn't it? See how I've got, this is like a wool needle. It's got no point on it. To do ribbon embroidery, and this is what you need. You need a sharp point on your needle with a big hole in the end. And I just happen to have this threaded up. That's why I thought I'd use it now. And I will. I'll just put another thing on here for you to show you how to do this stitch, well, this bit of ribbon work. But if you want to follow this, I think I'll be putting it on the, I think this is a bit light. Now you have to make a knot in the back of this because you can't do it without it. You know, you could, but it's not going to work very good without it. Now, Do I want to put a piece of lace across that? Maybe I do, but not that colour. Maybe I do, but not that colour. Need something a bit darker. It's pretty. Let me see what I've got over here. I'm pulling that off the card. Oh, Sonya. Well, I've got some still unravelling. Really? I thought I had hold of it. Come here. I got that now. Dear oh dear oh dear. Now, these, you can introduce all these pretty colours because that's just, you know, what we should do to make it amazing and different. It will be amazing and different. And this one here, I can put on here, because I do like that. Maybe, maybe on the yellow. Definitely was looking to use that bit. How about the pink? This is a thing that takes a little bit of time. But you know what? It's really worth it when it's finished. It really is, as you've probably seen people done them. That's wrong. I need to put some different colours into it. I just need to because I want to get it. I see, I'm coming back to the green. Where's some blue? I need to get some blue in there. I had it in my hand, didn't I? Here. And I'll just cut enough to fit on that. There goes my idea with the ribbon, so we'll have to do that next time. We've got the yellow here that's threaded. Okay, and we're going to put this on with just a straight stitch. No, we want something fancy, hey? We want something fancy. So we need this to go from the end of there across here. This is, so we'll cut a little tiny bit off that. Okay. And then we're going to come up through the back. I have a knot. I don't want to not have a knot. I can't help it. It's not, if you want to just do it the other way, that's up to you. You're not going to see any of it. So we can do the blanket stitch along here by going down into that hole and coming up fair at the edge of the lace, like that. Okay. We're going to be doing a lot more different stitches, but this is just to give you an idea so you can be working on what to put on with it, okay, and what you want to put on your piece of work. And you know what, there's going to be a lot more than this on here because you just, you know, there'll be beads across here. We will do some little flowers. We have to start with the basic part of the back of it first, because if we don't do the background, it won't work. I remember that yesterday with me piece of work. You've got to do the background as much as you can first. Lay down a good solid background. And this is pretty thick because we're going through a few thicknesses of fabric. I've got, there you go. Make sure we get through there. Sometimes you get something that might be a bit harder than the other parts. See how that's going? I think it looks just amazing. I really am going to say that I didn't really want to put this sort of lace on. I really wanted to just use cotton lace, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. I think it might be time for me to go out and have my lunch so I can hear me hubby out there at the door. I can't possibly have been in there that long. Oh, you never know. You know me. I get carried away with talking and what have you. Yeah. I'm going to finish along here first. And you probably need a bead needle for your little beads. You grab some little beads. And I don't know if I've got any small ones in here. I know I've got the. I really love to use these on anything like this. I'll show you. And these pearly ones, I do love to use them on this sort of thing, and I will be, so we can use those. My beads are way up over there above the thingy, when I say the thingy, and any colours, like, you know, all different sorts of colours, and I'll be have to get those down out of that. But see, I also have a lot that I pull off of jewellery too, so I can go and collect up that sort of thing as well. And I have these little bits of flowers, but we'll learn how to do our own too, you know. So it'll look really cool when we're finished. And you can have either a book cover or a purse. I said yes, I'd really like to see what some of you ladies have made, you know, because I really would. If I've showed you anything and you've got anywhere with it. I hope you can see how this is working okay. Right. Now on the corner here, as a rule, I'd put something there, because on every part, see how there's a little bit of a bit of fluff or something there, right? I'm going to put something over that, because I don't want that to be obvious. And I might just put one tiny little flower on that. I'll show you how you're going to go. If you haven't got a little flower, just use a little piece of something. But we need to put a little flower on there to cover that up. And all these corners will have something on them. Even if it's not a piece of jewellery, it'll be some sort of flowery thing like that. And this is, I'm going to end this off. I just go through to the back and end it off. Put a button on there if you want to. A button. So you can collect up your buttons as well. Try not to have the shiny ones. I don't know, the dull ones look a bit better. That's too big. How about that's a bit old, that one? It is actually broken. That's how old that was. So they look really awesome, don't they, on this? Really awesome. I guess, well, people learnt to do this years ago because they didn't have anything. They didn't have anything else to use for blankets or whatever, you know. I do like that. I wonder if that'll fit through here. Yes, it will. I'm going to come up through there and put that blue button on there. I am. You know what, but don't get excited or over disappointed because it could come off before I'm finished. It could be taken off before I'm finished. And I think I ended that off first, which is a good idea, because if I want to take the button off, I'm going to be having to do that. But there we are. And I stabbed myself and it hurt. And I've got a button on the end of this. Because all your patches on your patchwork, on your crazy patchwork, should be filled in with something. Okay? They're not allowed to stay like that. They will all have something all over them, okay? That's why we're starting out with a small piece. You mightn't think it's small by the time you finish, but it is small, okay? Anyway, so I better get myself moving today and go and do something, have my lunch. And I really appreciate all you people watching and leaving all your lovely comments. And I do hope that you will come along and do this with me, because I have to do this because it's so much fun, and I need to I need to show you how to do more stitches, okay? So thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.